Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ground Up, the podcast from DataBox. My name is Pete Caputa. Today, I have with me two extra special guests. I have Joe Jerome from Brand Builder Solutions. Most of you have probably heard from Joe. He's been on our podcast once before, right, Joe? That's right. And so Joe and his firm focus on building websites on the HubSpot CMS. He works with a lot of other agencies, and he's been talking up James Robert Lay to me for, I don't know, a long time, James. You're like mythical at this point. So it's nice to, not only nice to finally meet you. But James runs the Digital Growth Institute. And one of the reasons why Joe talks up James is, and is it James or James Robert? Okay, James Robert. Sorry about that. One of the reasons that Joe talks up James Robert is that he's very focused on a vertical market, specifically financial institutions, and it looks like it's even tighter than that, banks and credit unions. Is that fair, James Robert? So James is with us, and I'm kind of going to dig in, hear a little bit about his story, how he got here, and how he, how far he's come, what kind of services he offers, why he focuses on a market, how that's better for him, how it's better for his clients, etc. So that is our topic for today. For most of you, or for those of you that know me well, know that I'm a big advocate of agencies specializing in a vertical market. I just think it's the right thing. There's hundreds of thousands of marketing agencies out there. And all of them, most of them, sound the same. And so by picking a vertical market, you automatically showing the market that you actually have a specialty different than the other 200,000 out there. But James Robert, tell us a little bit about how you ended up specializing in this market and your story on like how you started the firm. Really? He's wearing a suit jacket, by the way, everyone, right now. Uh, Wait, when was this? When was that exactly? You were in college? Okay. Okay. I remember. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. No. Oh, I love David Baker. Recourses. Yes. Okay. Got it. That's cool. That's interesting too, and I had no idea you were gonna bring that up. But I had a similar conversation with my wife, and a little earlier than that. I guess it was probably 2010. I was working at a HubSpot, maybe 11 at the HubSpot at the time. We were living literally 50 miles from the office, and I commuted in 4 days a week. And if you know Boston traffic, that means 2 hours each way. And I had HubSpot early days was like a 70-hour work week, regardless of where your commute was. So I had a similar thing. So that was the point at which I stopped working weekends. And so I'm hoping that you and your family, your wife, are still together. You didn't tell us. All right, so are mine. So is mine. She still tolerates me. And so was would you say that like niching down allowed you to maybe work smarter in some way and live a little more balanced life? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. 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 That's cool. So David Baker saved your marriage. That's cool. I'm sure he saved a few. The So that's interesting. The thinking versus the doing. And so I think Joe and I have talked about this too. Like we've all probably learned that lesson in like from a sales perspective. Maybe it's the why versus the how. And so when you start selling the how, like the old way, or when you start selling the doing to the client, a lot of times they're not bought into the why, or they're not bought into the thinking, right? And so that ends up being a frustrating experience, anyways. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Right, right. Although people do that now because they think that the internet tells them what's wrong with their body, but right, yeah, right, right. Yeah, a lot of people I think are overconfident from reading, right? I've worked with some junior employees where um, they're they've read some articles about how to do something, and all of a sudden now they're an expert at that subject. Whereas like someone like Joe, who's built, you know, probably hundreds, if not thousands, of websites on the HubSpot CMS, like he's got it all. He's got a process. Not only does he know it, and he's done it a million times, but he has a process for thinking through every step in the in from beginning to end. And so what you're saying is like that's our responsibility is to help continue to diagnose, point out the areas where they don't fully understand it, and guide them. Yeah. Yep. Right. Right. Yep. Yeah, when I talk to agencies about it, my justification for it is like there's literally hundreds of thousands of you, and there's millions of potential prospects, right? But as your agency, given assuming you probably don't have access to unlimited capital for growth, right? Your margins are not 80%, right? Probably close most agencies closer to 10. Um, and so it's not like you can invest in growth from cash flow. And so there's no way you can't serve everyone. You just like it's physically impossible. You just don't have the resources to serve everyone. So why would you try to compete for everyone, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. Yeah, like if you tried to serve everyone, you'd see Joe's firm as a collaborator or as a competitor instead of a collaborator, right? And you actually used to build websites, right? Yeah, but now you, at least on the HubSpot CMS, you leverage Joe's team to do that. Yeah, yeah, they're yeah, totally. I had the opportunity to have dinner with them probably 2 years ago now, but both of them, and that's quite an experience. David and Blair. Mhm. Right. Yeah, SEO is social media marketing automation, right? Yeah, yep. Video marketing. There's all kinds of specialization. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So you guys, how long have you been working together? Oh, really? Okay. And you're a HubSpot partner too, obviously, James Weber. So when did you become a HubSpot partner? Okay. And then you somehow, how'd you guys connect? Okay. From one of the HubSpot reps or something, or do you remember, Joe? You do? Okay. 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 I see. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And you've been telling me, Joe, that like the projects just go so much faster than they do with other agencies because James Robert knows already what a bank or a credit union needs on their website, right? And knows how to speak to them about the website and vice versa, knows how to explain to your team what's needed. on that type of site. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Right. So you're saying that the banks and credit unions tend to be a little behind the times? Is that true, James Robert? Yeah. Right. They tend to serve the companies that are a little more forward thinking, or at least have in the past. But what's your experience, James Robert? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Give us an example, like, of how they try to take the old way of marketing and kind of apply it to the digital way. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Right, because that's the way they would do a direct mail piece, or right, they'd run a campaign that would span direct mail and billboard and ads, and that would say one message because that's all they could deliver. Right. Hmm. Right. 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 I laugh because it sounds funny, but you probably have those conversations with a straight face all the time. Still, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at everybody. Not you, but laugh at your clients. There, it's rude. Um, I'm just so used to talking to marketing agencies that are much more like they're looking at what's going to happen in 2019, and so their personalization was 2016, right? 2015. Uh, so, you said something earlier, Joe, about Robert Lay, like kind of speaking their language. And I was looking at your website, the digitalgrowth.com, great domain name, by the way. And I bet. Um, and so I was reading through and I'm like, oh, like this is exactly the way it should be. I go to agency, like I talked to an agency the other day and like, yeah, we focus on healthcare and manufacturing and professional services. I'm like, so my response to that is like, okay, so you focus on like a half of the economy, right? It's like pretty much half of the economy falls into that bucket, those buckets. But when I go to their website and they basically just say they help everybody, and they might have a page about healthcare and a page about manufacturing. And I think that's one way to like kind of move for an agency that's generic to move in that direction, but certainly not. They're certainly not speaking to manufacturing companies on their homepage like you do. And so I see things like elevate your marketing and sales strategies with technology and habits to generate 10 times more loans and deposits. Like the average agency would say leads and sales or traffic and leads or something like that. And you're saying loans and deposits. And then I saw down the bottom where you actually have an ebook on your homepage. It's called the Financial Content Marketing Guidebook. And then you have, leading publications that feature your insights, such as the Digital Banking Report or Credit Union Times or American Banker. And so you're able to actually speak to their needs on your homepage. How many, like when people find you or like get referred to you, like, and they check that out, is like, are they excited to talk to you? Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 You can actually, yeah, you see the patterns. Yeah. I saw you have a call to action on your site that says like benchmark your digital marketing against 450 plus other banks and credit unions. And so no one else would be able to do that, is to your point, right? Without that level of focus, unless they were massive or something like that. Um, so walk us through. I noticed your service offering is a little different too. I've been seeing a trend. Joe and I've talked about this one as well, where um, more and more HubSpot partners are moving away from the fixed scope, um, set of deliverables, fixed price retainer model. It's I don't know if you ever went through the HubSpot sales training, which I originally wrote, which was, package up a set of services that like blogging and lead generation and email marketing, and like put a price tag on it if you're going to do it, at a lower frequency, and if you're going to do it at a higher frequency, it's a higher price tag, and have a few options. And like, so I'm seeing more and more agencies move away from that. To your point, to David Baker's teachings, um, where they're selling the thinking first, right? They're leading with consulting, or we have a bunch of agencies that actually use DataBox to walk into their prospect meeting with a bunch of data from the client systems that they probably have never seen or understood before, and leading with insights around like what's happening and what's not happening. So walk us through a little bit about like what you do first. It's because looking at your website, I can see training, I can see planning, but I don't see, and maybe I just didn't dig deep enough, but I don't see like inbound marketing retainers or even websites. And I know you do that, obviously, but it's not what you lead with. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I'm just going to point out the alliteration here. Clarity, confident. No, clarity, courage, commitment, confidence. You did that on purpose, didn't you? All right. So is that good? So you can remember it, or did you pick that? Where'd you pick that up from? Okay. Well, that was clever. How's that? You got more seasons to deal with. All right. Got it. So, what do you mean? I'm not following your criticism. Criticism. Oh, I got it. Clever. Clever. It just started with a C. That's all. I thought it was clever. I like mnemonic devices. I like mnemonic devices, right? I don't know, like in the sales, like the sales training we published at HubSpot, we use the GPCT thing: goals, plans, challenges, timeline. Like GPCT, they all rhyme. There's a mnemonic thing to it, so you can kind of remember it, right? Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. So goals, roadblocks, opportunities, and what's his winning look like? I like that. Did you come up with that one too? Wow. I'm impressed. I like that one. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Grows better. I like grow. It's funny. I just put together like a survey asking people what qualification frameworks they use in sales, and so there's like BANT, there's GPCT, there's ADAM, there's MEDIC, there's CHAMP, and there's one other one, FAINT, that I found. And so these are all like acronyms that people have come up with, and they're all very similar. We could add GROW to that. I think it works. But I agree that it's important to have these things that you remember. Um, and so you walk people through a training. Like, who attends those trainings usually? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right. They're not as convincing or compelling as you probably are when walking someone through a course, right? Usually. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. 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 That is the opportunity clearly in banks and any kind of company that's been around for a while, where the marketer was basically, like you're saying, running the ad campaign that somebody else probably dreamed up, right? Like building the brochures, like, ordering the pencils and pens that they give away and hats, right? They're doing the promotional products, and obviously that is an order processor, really. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Right. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about the number of blog posts you publish or the traffic you get, even that's like a leading indicator of potential success. But so let's talk about the lagging indicators or closing the loop. I noticed in your assessment, James Robert, you one of the questions is, do you close the loop between your actual sales systems and your marketing? How do you do that? Or do banks and credit unions, are they able to do that? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you put it quick for them before you redirect it over to the longer application where they might even collect, sensitive info or whatever. And so if they don't, and then you're able to integrate with that somehow so that oh, you're merely looking for the return click back to the site. Got it. Okay. 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 Clever. Yeah. Of course. Uh, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah, and you're not going to think of the solution potentially. Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. There's so much vertical knowledge in terms of being able to execute the work, right? Not just help plan it. And walk us through like the range of services that you do either provide directly or part you use a partner like Brand Builders to deliver. James Robert. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. As fast as they're willing to do it, right? Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right. Especially with money and banks. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's pretty. Feels like it's a high risk thing. I think to an individual, right? Mm-hmm. Got it. Did you say the training? To rewind way back to the beginning, I got all that. But did you say the training was a year long process usually? Wow. Okay. And then how's that delivered? Is that something you built? That's cool. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, it's kind of like sales training, right? Where you used to go to sales training, you'd sit in a classroom for a week, and then they throw everything at you. No coaching, right? No thinking how to apply it to what your day to day looks like, and then you go out and you remember two things, right? So it's very similar. Hmm. So do your clients collaborate in that class then? Oh, that's cool. And they're non-competitive because I'm guessing they're from different regions or something. That's cool. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. A worksheet. Yeah, it was a simple worksheet. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Got it. That's awesome. You clearly have put a lot of review, reflection, and thinking into your process. It's really, really impressive. I know now. I know why Joe's been bragging about you. So impressive stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Ha! Yeah, no, I don't think that was it. um, so so I see the value, the significant value that you're providing to clients in helping them rethink their strategy and taking a very established industry with a very established way of marketing and selling and kind of bringing them at their own pace, but probably certainly faster than they would by themselves. But bringing them into the digital age where you're actually helping them leverage, all the different their website, of course, the ads, marketing automation, etc. So I'm impressed. You're obviously doing good work for them, and Joe tells me that it works. So it's clearly working. Question for you: um, what's it done for your business? So you almost got divorced because you were working too much, and not to harp on it, sorry, or make light of it, but where are you at now with the business? Clearly, you have a lean model, I'm guessing, because you leverage a lot of partners. But like, give me some kind of factoid that convinces other agencies that they should go down this route. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Got it. Cool. Yeah. Right. You're the only thing keeping Joe and his wife together. Right. It's harder for you. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's interesting on this. I don't know if you listen to our podcast at all, James Robert, but on this, we try to tell stories of companies like how they started with humble beginnings and like now they're, they've achieved some level of success. And usually people are like, yeah, I went from like, me and my dining room to 30 employees, or, I went from, something like that, from 5 clients to 50, right? And so you've clearly had lots of clients over the years that you've helped. But it's different for you in that, and then there's a lot of people I think that that I know that are looking for what you have, which is like I'm assuming here, but like a calmness and a confidence that you can just you running your business in a way that serves you and also serves your clients. And that might sound silly, but that eludes most small marketing agency owners, and that eludes most marketing consultants. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Cool. Right. Uh, mm-hmm. 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 Right. Yeah. Yes. We're all optimizing for calmness. Yeah. No, but I get it. That approach. You're right. Most people come and say, "What do we do here?" And by saying, "Here's the situation. Here's what I think, and what would you do?" Like that. That's certainly a better approach, and like I believe it. So I'm gonna end there. I'm hoping what we accomplished today wasn't necessarily what we set out to accomplish, but I'm hoping what we accomplished today has made people think, step back a little bit from their business, from the doing, and think. I certainly took that lesson away. So thank you, Joe, for making this connection. That was awesome, and thank you, James Robert, for taking the time to share your insights and your story with us.